It is not safe.
Most of the people, when they first decided to start the annuity, they said it would never cost us anything like a savings account. Then they went to $25. They crammed that on us and we accepted it. Now they went to $100 a member. In the Empire Council, there's 14,000 members. $100 a year for each member is $1.4 million. You could take care of the state budget for that kind of money. They're going to take care of $1.4 million for accounting fees for 14,223 members. It's another way of highway robbery. The Empire Council is robbing our money. How much does it cost to take care of my lousy $1,000? It's ridiculous. $100 per member for that accounting fee. Do the math yourself. It's ridiculous. If you got $3,000 in there, it's going to cost $100. So what does that come out to? 3, 4, 5%? 3%? You can't make that much interest on that money. First of all, they put it in bad investments, dangerous investments, that they weren't supposed to use it in risky funds, and they did anyway. It's another aspect of what's going on, and that we have to put a stop to. We have to get these guys out of office. We have to open the office. We have to start having members hang around the office. We have to start having coffee at the office so people can talk about what's going on and be apprised of what's going on. The 20 guys on the top of the list should be able to hear the calls coming into the office over the loudspeaker so that they know when their job is coming instead of people being called. And then the list of jobs on the internet. There's only a few on there. There's hundreds of places where there's union people working. They put 20 job locations. Nobody's name ever comes up for the state jobs except their friends. A lot of these jobs are hand-picked people for these specific jobs. It's not fair. It's never going to be fair unless these guys are gone. Because they're not going to let their death grip go on this local. It's never going to happen. You have to vote them out. If I was in that office, believe me, the list would run fair. The electricians said you cannot solicit your own work. No more referrals, anything. Because their list was so backed up, they started losing members. Well, now they started retaining members and taking more members in. And they closed their books for a long time because of the favoritism that was going on. Harold Joyce died, and the electricians are all happier than clams now because they know when they're laid off, it's only a matter of time they get a job. They don't have to go looking for jobs. They don't have to solicit. They don't have to be referred. They don't have to go out begging. They know their turn is coming. Why can't we go back to the don't solicit your own work? Because it's not doing that many members that much good anyway. I've been soliciting my own work because things have been so tough. All right? But I wouldn't have to do that if I knew the list was moving accordingly rather than being manipulated. You guys should all come and do something about it. All of you members should come and do something about it. There should be a membership watch. Whenever you're on a job and you find out somebody's back to work and they got laid off the same time as you, leave a comment on one of these websites. Bring it up at one of the meetings. Say, how come John Smith is back to work and he was on this bridge with me and I'm still sitting on the list? Well, you know what? They send a steward and he brings his top 3 or 4 buddies with him. And they crowd all these jobs out. Oh, well, he was referred. He was requested. But it's another dodge of how they can get their people out. All these guys are getting 30, 40-year pensions. And meanwhile, people are struggling to get 20. You can't earn a living wage. And then a question was posed to Mr. Weir that he didn't want to answer. How many members in our local didn't qualify for insurance? Well, he don't know. I'm sure he does know. I'm sure they all know. But they won't tell because they know that every one of their ass kissers went to work and all got insurance for their family. But the other people that won't kiss their ass didn't get insurance. This is the way it's turning out here. And we have to do something about it. And then some people on the job say, oh, why should I come to the meeting? It's not going to do any good. Well, if everybody keeps that frame of mind, it's never going to do any good. It's never going to change. I got a guy working in the shop with me. He said, I'm not going to go vote. I'm not going to come to the meeting. My vote don't mean anything. You know what? His vote don't mean anything if he stays at home and don't vote. And with a bunch of other people that can't come. Oh, I just went to work. But what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to take an hour off of work and go and vote and then go back to work. You're supposed to make it a point to get your rights, and your rights are the right to vote, and you should go and use that right.
There's something I want to say on that too. I don't know whether you guys know it or not, but there's a lot of things happening in the New York City District Council right now. I'm going to tell you right now, go to this website, local157.blogspot.com. I'll leave a link to it on this little video that we're doing. I'm going to let you know what's going on around New York City, because it has a lot to do with what's going on in the Empire Council right now. As you know, we lost a lot of money in the Annuity. We losing members. It's ridiculous. All I can tell you is something big is happening. There's going to be a major league merger. Listen, we got a convention coming up. Okay, Douglas McCarron is in again. We have a convention coming up, and this is going to be the do or die for Doug McCarron. Okay, this is going to be the big casino. This is going to let you know if this guy's going to stay in office, because he's going to do damage right before this convention. He's going to listen. Hold on. He's going to make all the moves he can to consolidate these locals. Okay. Now, I'm not going to tell you that I wasn't a firm believer in some of the things that Doug McCarron has done in the past. Okay. In the beginning, back in '97, '98, when we started this organizing mission, it was working. At least it was working for us in Boston. When I come from Boston, and I'll tell you, we organized like we should have. We had rallies. We had political campaigns that were off the charts. Okay, they don't do that here. Albany, New York is not where it's at. I'm going to tell you something right now, guys. Hold on, Jimmy. Hold on. Let me speak. We're in trouble. We're going to be merging with some guys. Okay, go to local157.blogspot.com. Okay, look what these locals are going through in New York City. We're going to be. There's been meetings with Pat Marin. Pat Marin has just had major league meetings with Lawrence D'Erico out of Local 157 and Dennis Shale, who is I believe he's the president of that local. He is the big cheese in the local. He has been talking to Pat Marin right now as we speak. They're having meetings. There's going to be a major merger. As you know, Local 157 and Local 608 are under major league. What's the word I'm looking for? Investigation underneath RICO, and it's just such a corrupt element down there. It's such a corrupt system down there that they have to do something, and the only alternative is to probably merge them with the Empire Council. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen. This is hearsay, okay? Don't believe everything you see.
It looks like it, though.
Don't believe everything you see on sites. But I'm going to tell you right now, do your homework, pay attention to what's going on, because there's a reason why you don't have a vote on your nickel. There's a reason why people getting thrown out of the local. There's a reason why membership is down. Down to 802 members, dudes. Listen, 802 members from 1,400 not 4 or 5 years ago. Okay? Listen, get on the internet. Find out what's going on out there. And don't believe everything you see, but use your own mind. Use your own discretion. You know in your heart what's true and what isn't. That's all I got to say.
When we were going to vote on this nickel to go into the Annuity, Swalski, the other organizer, Blacklock, Bill Weir, they wanted to vote. They raised their hand to vote to put the nickel in. And they looked over and they stared at Shanahan, and he was finally put his hand up reluctantly. I respect Mr. Dugan because he's the only one that didn't vote for it. He doesn't believe it's correct. He doesn't believe they need to put more money.
Are you sure about that? I mean,
he didn't vote.
Did he tell you this?
I was at the meeting.
I don't care if he raised his hand or not, but did he give you any indication that he didn't want it?
He didn't vote.
Well, it doesn't matter. I don't care about that.
He would have voted for it,
I guess,
if he thought that. But they tried to stare him down and Shanahan down, and Shanahan wasn't putting his hand up. And when they stared right at him, he put his hand up reluctantly. That's what happened at the meeting. Ask anybody that was there.
And I wish I was there, but I didn't get a card in the mail, guys.
And Mr. Dugan, I respect him because he didn't want to vote for it, and he didn't. He did not vote for it. And I like that. That he wasn't stared down and coerced into voting and intimidated. He's an individual, at least on this one aspect.
I got to cut this into 2 videos because we went so long. It's getting dark.
And another thing about the insurance, he was asked, the president was asked, how many members didn't qualify for insurance, and he was reluctant to answer. He refused to answer with the same old thing. He doesn't know.